Well, they're from the word iconic. They're actually, it also has a historical value. The first, the world's first osmotically dried mangoes actually was developed in the Philippines by, it's an invention by a friend's mother, Dr. Sonia De Leon. Now we are re-engineering mangoes, dried mangoes, so that they can have reduced metabisulfites with the help of electron beam, which would be acceptable to ESA, NASA, and US FDA. Now, we're also doing simulation of our mangoes and how it will perform in terms of accelerated aging under different gravity regime. We have Earth, Martian, and microgravity. And we will be conducting sensorial tests with not ordinary people. We're actually sending our mangoes to the Mars analog missions through our partners, the Innova Space in UK. Now, it's also very important that while you dream, you have to get in touch with the farmers who will be supplying the mangoes. So we are trying to explain the project, and they were scratching their heads, considering it is very challenging to have those mangoes sent to space given the problems in the mango industry processing. So we convinced them by saying, if we can make food that is good enough for Mars, then we're building resilience and economic opportunity in the area. In fact, we might open a new export market for our low bisulfite mangoes, which can be a new product for the country. Now let's share materials. We have a Green Bones project. Green regenerative engineering of environmentally neutral bioceramics for oxygenic nanomaterial enhancement strategies. Green Bones. It's a nice film, right? It won an award. Okay, so our Green Bones project transforms eggshells waste. It's also from the same area, Batangas, which is the food capital in Luzon, producing 9 million eggs per day, and they are complaining having 300 kilograms of eggshell waste per week. So they just throw it out. So we're converting now eggshells that are being thrown into biomedical grade hydroxyapatite for bone grafts. So where hydroxyapatite is a abundant ingredient in eggshells, and we're using radiation to cross-link this with polymers, and we're creating biocompatible bioinks for 3D bioprinting. So now reviving our old collaboration with the Philippine UP PGH Bone Bank, and we're creating now real scaffolds for orthopedic and dental surgery using eggshells. But radiation role in medicine, it will not be limited to bones. We're also getting into kidneys. We're now entering one of the most ambitious frontiers in medical science, organ bioengineering. I used to teach that in the university several years ago. In the Philippines, there are about 65,000 patients undergoing dialysis, and sadly, one person dies every week waiting for an organ transplant. To help address this, we are now working with the De La Salle University, finding a solution. And we have been granted 2 patents already for tissue engineering, organ biocellularization of kidney from porcine kidneys. And this step will remove all pig cells while preserving the complex structure of the kidney, creating a tangible product, which is an extracellular matrix scaffold that can grow human patient-derived stem cells. Next, we go to wound healing. Inspired by the tilapia skin dressing, which is now a big news in Brazil, we look into knife fish instead of tilapia. Why knife fish? Knife fish is this terrible, terrible fish that is invasive, that has populated Laguna Lake. In fact, if you go to the fishing port, 90% of the fish catch is already knife fish. No longer tilapia, no longer bangus, no longer carp. So it's really a terrible problem. So we instead of discarding this fish, which has no value, we are now converting it using radiation to knife fish skin, medical grade wound dressing, and we call this Project Smiter. It is in collaboration with the De La Salle University, Mindanao State University, Caraga State University, and our friends from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Philippines, and we have also a collaborator from chemistry, Ms. Chan Aranilla, working with us.